I'm Robrad78.
And I'm Fidget1185.
And welcome to our Couples Therapy.
Welcome back to Couples Therapy, where we talk about this, that, and the other thing.
And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Got some crazy subjects to talk about. But what we want to first talk about is the fact that by the time you guys see this, it'll be the week of my birthday.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. So I will be turning 30 this Friday of when this comes out. So big day for me, dirty 30.
Yeah, I'm giving you the thumbs up.
And I know a while back, one of our first episodes actually, we ate some cake pops from Scooters. And I said when my birthday came up, I would probably eat another one of the birthday cake ones to celebrate my birthday. So here's a video of that. What's up, everybody? Birthday's coming up. I got myself one of those birthday cake pops. Like we talked previously on a podcast before. I said, I think I could see myself getting these on my birthday. So, I got this to celebrate and put on the podcast. So, let's enjoy. That's good. Oh, yeah. Turning 30. It's currently like 3:40 in the morning. But so Fidget's asleep. But I figured I would go ahead and eat this, even though I just brushed my teeth. Because I didn't want it to go bad. That's good. It's a lot of sugar. Which is what we said about it the first time. Still think the Oreo ones are my favorite. But the birthday cake one for my birthday. Alright. Not much to it, but to do it, right? And that was it. And we're back.
Welcome back.
Just me yammering on for about a minute or so. But I just thought it was apropos. We were going to do it on the podcast, but I was a little exhausted on Tuesday, so we're recording this on a Wednesday, actually.
That's unheard of.
Yeah, I was out of it.
You were exhausted.
I was drained. Even with our Scooters coffee. But I ate it in the morning because I was like, I don't want it to go bad.
Right. And I feel with like it being hot, like that drains you even faster. Too,
yeah.
Especially where you work.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it does not get cold there. They put fans on you, but it's just blowing hot air in your face.
Because that's supposed to make you feel better, right?
Or they just don't hit you at all. And you're in that one spot working where you don't get any fan work.
Right.
Which I fortunately have that. What about you? It's pretty chilled where you work, huh?
Not really. Luckily, on the registered 3, there's a little like mini fan, so that's nice. As soon as I get on that register, I turn that on. Because
you're like, what? I can't hear you.
No,
it's like ultra powered.
No, it's one of those ones where you can like clip it on. Yeah. But
just been funny.
It's nice having that. I definitely miss it when I'm on a register that doesn't have it. Like I go to turn it on and I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. There's nothing there.
I can imagine you opening up the cash register to get some cash out for the people, and it's just money blowing out because the fan's so powerful.
No, it's not that bad. But today I feel like it wasn't that bad because there wasn't like a whole lot of people in the store today. I mean, there were but there weren't.
And it was rainy without the humidity today, so it kind of cooled off today.
Oh, speaking of rain.
Uh-oh.
On the way home from work, when I was picking us up our supper, we had Domino's. I walk from my car into the building. From the time it took me to walk out of the building back to my car, like, it was dumping buckets of rain.
Buckets.
Like, to the point of, like, I'm standing under, like, their little, like, overhang and trying to, get my keys out of my pocket without dropping any of the boxes. And I'm, like, running, and it's just, like, dumping buckets. I get in the car. I get through the rest of Oski. And then, like, it kind of stops. And I'm like, really? We couldn't have had this downpour, like, while I was in my car?
Right.
But I just thought it was kind of funny.
Some of the turn of phrases are weird, like raining buckets. And then, like, raining cats and dogs. Where did that come from? And what the heck does that even really mean? Because, like, obviously the people say it when it's raining loud, but is it like it's raining so hard that the drops are like the size of cats and dogs? Or I don't know. I'd like to know the original meaning of that. And if you know, feel free to comment down below.
Or if you have your own thought, just drop them in the comments.
That one's out of the blue.
Yeah, I mean, at least dumping buckets or raining buckets, at least that
makes somewhat
makes
sense.
more sense.
You fill water in buckets.
Well, right, when you dump a bucket.
Bringing cats and dogs into it makes no sense.
Or maybe it's one of those, like, old-timey, like, phrases.
It is an old-timey phrase. I just don't know where it came from.
Well.
And how it originated. Somebody say it and people are like, oh, that's funny. We're going to keep saying that.
Maybe.
But yeah. It's something I think about every once in a while. Every once in a while you'll hear an old phrase and you're like, I wonder where that even started. You ever heard any specific ones that you're like, where does that one come from?
Don't throw the baby out with the bathwater.
That one's weird. Or when you're sleeping and you're knocked out, they say you're sawing logs or something like that.
Well, I can get it, like, if you're snoring. And
it sounds like a chainsaw.
Like or as I've been told, apparently I sound like a bear trying to juggle chainsaws. I don't believe it, but
some of the crazy sayings we say here, because we deal with a lot of crazy people here, is one we like to say is nuttier than squirrel shit. That one's one that's pretty common here.
Yeah, we do like to say that.
Yeah. But yeah, been watching a lot of Netflix lately. We just finished Squid Games, season 1 and 2.
I mean, even though season 2's been out for quite some time, no spoilers, I'm just going to say I was very upset with how it ended. Glad I don't have to wait super long for season 3.
By the time this comes out, the Friday of this recording, Friday of this uploaded to you guys, the final season will be here on my birthday.
Right.
And I've been watching a lot of movies and stuff too. Comedies, action comedies, stuff like that. Just trying to catch up because I don't watch stuff much. Been enjoying all the stuff with Fortnite and stuff, so been pretty busy on that. And yeah, almost done with this season already.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I mean, what is it, July 11th? I'll have to do some more, but other than that, yeah, I'll be done. So, there's a cricket in this garage somewhere, and it bothers me while I'm trying to read in the morning. So I read a passage every day, because this book I'm reading is a religious book, but it's called Your Daily Fill by Phil Robertson from Duck Dynasty. She passed away a couple weeks ago. But it's 100 days of truth and freedom to heal the American soul. And so each day I read a chapter before I go to work.
So each chapter is a passage.
Yeah. And a little scripture in it and everything. And, yeah, I'll be reading out loud because when I'm in a garage by myself, a lot of times I like to read out loud. And, like, I was saying it the other day, and that cricket just kept getting louder and louder. And I'm like, this cricket's the devil trying to make me ignore the message. Said, thou shalt not break my spirit. And then I just kept reading. And then this morning, it kept going off, and I go, shut up, real loud, and it just stopped. So, thank you.
That's funny.
Notice he's not wanting to talk now.
Maybe he
They
jumped out.
typically only talk at night.
I was going to say maybe when I left, since it was still dark out, he left.
No, he doesn't trust me. He'll be here.
Well, I just think that's kind of funny.
But yeah. Because, yeah, she leaves. It's funny because by the time she gets up, I'm just leaving. So if she'd get up a little earlier, she'd get to see me before I go to work. But no, she wants to get up at that time. And when she gets up, I'm just leaving.
I'm getting up at 4 a.m. There's literally...
I leave at 4 a.m.
Well, okay, but other than to see you in the morning, give me a good reason to get up earlier.
I mean, seeing me is the biggest reason of all. Am I right, chat?
But I'm seeing you right now.
Maybe. Maybe I'm a figment of your imagination.
No, you seem pretty real.
Yeah, that could be fake. She's CGI'd me in here. I'm not even real. With all the AIs and stuff, I'm AI.
Don't say that.
But, yeah, we doing pretty good here on YouTube. I think everything's going pretty good.
Oh.
Growing our own audience. Speaking of YouTube.
So, speaking of YouTube, I didn't know I was engaged to a famous YouTuber.
Whoa. Where's this coming from? Want to elaborate? Whatever that word is.
Elaborate? So, this morning, I was talking with a coworker, and apparently, Mama Brad likes to hype you up, because she was talking to one of her coworkers, saying, "Oh yeah, my son is, like a famous YouTuber. Like you should go check out his channel. Blah 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 blah." And so my coworker, they checked out the channel and everything. Didn't watch anything. Yeah. And,
Typical.
She looks and goes, not quite famous, but, they're on the way to. Like, they're on the road to. And it's like, hearing that, it's like, yeah, we know, but just hearing someone else kind of acknowledge, like, they're on their way to, it's kind of nice. But, like, the whole time, like, I'm kind of chuckling because when the heck did I get engaged to a famous YouTuber?
Yeah, it's a little above my pay grade to be called that in my title. Mama Brad knows nothing about the internet. And I'll tell you, she said some crazy things to my aunts and some of my cousins that I don't even talk to that side of the family. But I think it's funny because she told them the other day, I came home just in time to hear her talking to my aunt, who had my cousin in the background, and they were talking about Mr. Beast. And because I had a friend that used to go by the name Sir Beast, my mom goes, oh yeah, Mr. Beast, that's one of Brad's friends. Yeah, he's good friends with him, yeah. They do stuff together every once in a while. Yeah, Mr. Beast. Yep, that's the one. And I go, no, it's not Mr. Beast. I kept saying, no. But she just kept saying yeah to them. And I'm like, how do you gotta set lies like that? Like, so apparently, I'm good friends with Mr. Beast. Who I've never had a conversation with.
That's funny.
But yeah, she doesn't know who Mr. Beast is. My friend used to go by the name Sir Beast.
Right.
But yeah, she tells every time somebody brings up Mr. Beast, I've caught her multiple times going, oh yeah, that's one of Brad's friends. Yeah, he plays games with him every once in a while.
You think if I bring up Mr. Beast, she'd do that?
Oh, I know she would.
I kind of want to put this to the test. Just casually bring up Mr. Beast.
Yeah. So, she has nothing to do with the internet. She doesn't know how to really use it. She don't even know how to use a TV that she has inside.
To be fair, I don't know how to use the TV that we have inside.
Few buttons.
Well, I was never really shown, and I don't like pressing buttons to figure them out, because what if I blow up the TV?
Okay, you're not going to blow up the TV. First off...
It's me. I could find a way to blow it up.
First off, I've never been shown how to do any of this stuff, and I just know how to do it.
Okay, well, maybe one of these days you could show me.
It's like, yeah, pick up the remote, you discover, you explore. You get lost on a channel, you'll find your way back.
I get lost, I turn it off and go take a nap.
That's the problem with people in this house. There's no troubleshooting. They wait for somebody else to teach them.
I like to be shown, though.
No. Do stuff on your own. That's what I do.
Or, why is it,
For the longest time, I had to plug in all the Xboxes and set them up because nobody knew how to unplug and replug. Just backtrack what you did to pull it apart before. How hard is that? TVs are already on the channel for it, so, like, I had to be the one to do it, otherwise it wasn't a thing. It's like, and finally somebody does, oh, it's not that hard. Yeah, no, it's not. Literally just do the opposite of what you were doing there. So you unplugged something? I must have to plug them back into the spot that I just unplugged in order for
Okay, but if you're the one that plugged it in, I'm not going to pay attention on what you did.
It doesn't matter. When you're taking it apart, you put it back together the same way.
Okay, and with how fragile Xboxes are, I don't want to... I mean, I know how to... Now I know how to do it, but it's just like... Okay, I'm sorry, I don't want to blow up the Xbox.
You ain't gonna blow it up. They don't just blow up. They don't make bombs.
Do we know this?
Now we're gonna get...
No, we're not.
Taken off, because we said that word. But these aren't that fragile. It's not like MacGyver over here, and every little thing you do is gonna make...
Is it the red wire or the blue wire?
Detriment decision.
Or is it the green wire?
Like, what is this?
Entertainment.
No, I don't know. I'm the only one in the house that knows how to do any of this. And like, they're the ones that want a smart TV. I didn't want a smart TV. I don't give a crap about that stuff. But if you want something like that, then know how to use it on your own. To be fair, I think my stepdad does fine on his own. Because he never seems to ask for help anymore.
No, he does. I mean, he's shown me, like he's had it on Netflix, and, just hit this button.
Yeah, there's a Netflix button on the remote.
No, it was like, hit the home button to go back to the TV. Yeah. Like, the channels, and I'm like, oh, well, that's easy. You know what? I don't need your...
never needed a...
attitude.
Learn it. What do all these buttons do? The universal remote.
Oh, God. Just give me a remote like this where all I need is this little red button. That's the power button to turn on and off the TV.
Wow, she knew that one.
And give me Xbox controller with this button to turn on and off the Xbox.
That's how I have them set up for. Do we like that my hair fades out so bad that I have a point in the front?
I like that.
I have like a little divot right here, too.
It's like an M, kind of.
For Michael.
Or no, an M has...
I parted ways with him.
Oh, God, stop it. That looks horrible. Are you saying you need another haircut?
I'm just saying, why is my hair, like, got like an on-point peak? Because, like, I got asked that at work one time, too, when we buzzed it. They're like, is that your hair or your fade line, or is that just how you have it shaped? It's like, why would I shape it to fade out right here, you know?
That's your... This is your hairline.
Yeah, this is...
And why it does
balding to
this right here is just how your head... The way your hair goes.
It's weird. I just don't... It's weird. I wish I had better hair. I can't do anything with my hair. There's no styling that would be cool with my hair.
Is that why we just shave it?
That and because I'm not paying $20 to just a little off the top.
No.
It's free to just
right, but
free $99.
But yet I want to do that to my hair, and it's like no.
Free $99 not to touch yours.
Well, I guess since we do have a wedding next year, it would probably not be the best idea to do that.
So I don't know. Changing subjects. Good transition here. I don't know what I did with my jaw or not. I think it's probably to do with stress, because when you stress, you kind of, like
clench your
jaws a little. But like they got a little ajarred, and lately they got ajarred enough to where one of my teeth like pinched down on my lower lip. Which today it didn't do it, so I'm hoping that it's slowly healing. But yeah, it's been an issue we've been dealing with, and it's not fun. Can't eat anything without biting my lower lip. I can't chew on this side, which is like my main side.
I've done that before, and I noticed that like after you bite like the inside, like obviously it's gonna swell a little bit, which you're like, well, crap.
That's what it did.
Right, and so
you gotta wait for that to unswell, and then you'll not do it
as much. Yeah, but if you're at work and you're on your lunch break, you just gotta power through it, because there's really no waiting.
Like, no.
And it's like, well, crap, I just gotta inhale this and get this done, But no, like I've done it. Like I know my jaw on my left side is messed up. This side is messed up,
So, last episode we talked about Xbox reviews, and I think we had a fun time with that. I know whenever I leave an Xbox review, it's usually just positive message. But, like, to be fair, I kind of like what those people did. Granted, they had nothing to do with the game, and some of them were a little too dark. But the whole thing about, like, I think the message in all of that is to say that don't take other people's reviews seriously. Like, don't worry about theirs. Why don't you find out on your own and make your own opinion about something?
Right? That's what I do.
If you really want to know about a game before you're buying it, obviously don't listen to those reviews. But I would watch someone that you enjoy watching, that is going to play the same kind of content, and somebody that you can actually like somewhat like you feel safe taking their respected review from it.
Right. But overall, mainly why I don't listen to reviews, whether it be a game, a movie, a book, a TV show, what have you, is because literally it is someone's opinion.
Right. And I get so many opinions sent my way that I'm like, really, I didn't feel that way at all.
Right.
Especially about movies. Movies, I think, are the most decisive between, like, age groups and whatnot. Like, I work with a lot of older people, so they're not into the same stuff that I am. And a lot of the comedies I watch are action movies or just day-to-day movies I watch, they're not really into. And so it's like, sometimes they'll say, oh, that movie sucked. And I'm like, really? I quite enjoyed it. But I don't, be honest with you, I'm not one of those people that wants to argue with someone about, really. So I'll be like, oh, huh.
You just kind of I feel like at that point, you just kind of take
your L on it. And,
or take what they say with a grain of salt and kind of go on about your business, but...
Because I can't be in my area and go, no, fuck you.
I mean, well, you could, but would it be productive? Probably not. But, yeah, it's just... I mean, I know the types of games that I like. I really don't need someone's review or opinion about it,
And the thing about me is I can play any game and find some fun in it. Like, you know me, I'm not the type of person that plays the game by the standard rules. I find my own rules and I make my own ways out of the game.
Right.
That's what I love about games. It's like, yeah, there's the nitty-gritty of what they want you to do and how you get the objective, and yeah, sometimes that's fun in its own, be like, yay, I completed the game. But then there's also going buck wild on the whole thing and taking your own strides in it.
Right.
And maybe you do that on the second playthrough.
But yeah, that's providing the game has like playthrough like value, because I feel like some games is like once you've beaten it, like that's it. There's no like real like going back and like.
And if you have like 600 games like I do, then it's like a lot of times when you beat it, you're like, all right, uninstall so I can make room for another game.
Right, but then nothing says like later on you can't reinstall the game.
That's why
you do it.
Yep. That's why I like getting digital games. Right. Because then like there's no like, oh well, I took it back to the store and now I can't. Now I kind of wish I could play it right now, but I don't have it anymore.
Right.
Because like one thing I found out when I used to get discs all the time, one, they take up a lot of space. Two, I would sell a game back, and then I'd be like, you know what, I kind of want that game again. I'd get it again. Maybe I'd sell it back. I don't know. But you're paying more for the game multiple times than you would if you just kept the game. Or bought it digitally.
Right.
Sometimes people are quick for the cash, and they're like, oh, I need the cash. That's the only reason I got rid of the game. It's like, personally, I don't think any of those stores that give you money ever give you enough to really help you with anything in life. So I might as well just save up and get it. Now, if it's a new game and I'm like, you know, iffy about getting it, I'll wait until it's on sale, because it's really not that long of a wait to wait for a game to be on sale. Sometimes they go on sale like within 3 months of being in the store.
Wow, that's fast.
Sometimes. We'll have like a spring sale or a summer sale.
Right.
Christmas sale.
Right.
With that said, I don't really get excited about too many games nowadays. I love making WWE content, but the games are so carbon copy anymore that it's hard for me to get super excited about it. I try to make as much WWE content as I can because I do enjoy WWE. Right. And to be honest with you, I enjoyed the games more than I watched the show back in the day. But it gets a little harder when you feel like you're playing the same game from the year before. So, still want to make more content, but I need to find ways. I have some fun ideas that I want to do. One of the ideas that I talked to you about is I wanted to do like a timer base of how long it takes me to mow the yard. And then I wanted to take the limit that I had from that and see how many wins I could get on Fortnite at the same time. Like, give myself the same time frame and be like, oh, kind of have like a fun fact. Be like, I could mow or I could get this many wins in the same time.
Right.
I think that would be a fun stream. Can I beat my mower time?
And how long does it typically take you to mow?
Around 3 hours.
Oh, you gotta at least get a few wins in 3 hours.
I would assume so. I'm not bad at Fortnite. I wouldn't say I'm good, but I'm not bad. I'm in the middle. I'm moderate. That's good. I know how to be tactful. Like, there's a lot of people that just go in guns ho, and I'm like, crouch walk. Like, I always teach Fidget the art of stealth.
Hey, and I'm always reminding you to reload your guns while you can.
Yes. Whenever I play with Casio or somebody else, like, especially this season, because last season we didn't have to worry about reloading, I'll be like, crap, gotta reload my gun. And everybody's like, yeah, you gotta remember now. And I'm like, yeah, I used to have somebody that would tell me that kind of stuff. But, like, one of my favorite things to do is, like, everybody else is down. Stay tactful, stay quiet. I'll, like, get in, like, a corner somewhere and watch teams walk literally right next to me. And then I'll just go and sneak and get their cards. I feel like playing DVD and Fortnite at the same time. I had like a 1 point, like 3 streamers were streaming at the same time. And I was the only one alive. And I wasn't even streaming. I wish I was, because then I could have gotten this on here to show you guys. But like, they're all dead. So all of them are spectating me playing. And they got all their chats watching me just slowly stealth my way. It was probably 10 to 15 minutes before I got all their cards and finally got them rebooted.
Dang. But yeah, no pressure though of like
No.
everyone watching. Right?
There was no, because I didn't have to. I wasn't streaming.
Well, no, like that you said it was like 3 other streamers.
Yeah.
And, like their chat.
Yeah, and they all had like 15 or so each.
Hey,
So-
that's still.
But it was pretty cool. Because I got my name out there and people got to see, like, people, like, I was in a building. It was this year, but it was the very first season at the beginning. And I was in a building, and I was in the dark corner, and people were literally walking in the room, walking. But if you're not moving, they won't see you. That's what people don't understand. It's like, the second you move, even if you're, like, silent foot, if you move, somebody's going to see something moving in the corner. But if you stay still, they're not gonna think about it.
Right.
DVD strats.
Well, as you said though, everyone goes in guns blazing.
Yeah. There was a few times where I was like, "Do I need to shoot?" Nope. Okay.
And speaking of DVD, I've seen like this streamer that I watch, and he starts streaming at like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
He's in Germany though, so it's later in the morning for him. But
Slash afternoon.
right. So apparently there's like a new Dead by Daylight killer out, and it's Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, you did mention that. Yeah.
It's like the bear, and then I think you can interchange like with the rabbit. I think it's the bear and the rabbit. I think.
That's pretty cool.
And it comes in because I don't think all killers have their own maps. I don't think.
Most of them do, but I don't know if all of them do.
But this one comes
They
with
might.
his own map.
Is it like the arcade place?
Part of it is,
That's
and
awesome.
then
We need to play again.
part of it, it's like you have the stage, and then like you can, if you're in that area, like you can watch the stage, and then like they move, and then all of a sudden like they just stop
Oh,
and everything. So
that's pretty cool.
that's pretty cool. Apparently there's been a lot of new stuff going on.
Yeah, we need to get back into it.
I don't know if my nerves can handle it, man.
We
But
can. We can. We got this. But yeah, we need to get into that. But hard to get away from Fortnite.
right,
And they just add some more new stuff.
right.
Bruno Mars!
But I just thought I would kind of throw that in there.
Yeah,
If any of you guys play DVD or Dead by Daylight, let us know.
absolutely. But yeah, we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. You know, still got the barbecue coming up. By the time this comes out, it will be that Saturday. And once again, it won't be for 2 weeks until we can actually talk about everything. Because the next one will be recorded next Tuesday, which will still not be birthday yet. So crazy how time works with these recordings. Just glad we were able to get this episode out. Anything else that we need to talk about? Oh, yeah. By the way, almost set the house on fire. Yeah, I kind of wanted to talk about this. I forgot. This is a funny anecdote. So, we got some ramen noodles that were like off-brand, not even the original type.
Maruchan.
Marchan or whatever. They weren't even those.
Maruchan.
And these ones were meant to put warm water in them and let them sit for 3 minutes. They got a little metal topper on them. Well, this guy, the bright guy I am, didn't see the metal topper part. Was a little busy with other things. And I put the water in, put it in the microwave, put it on 3, because that's the number you do. I'm a microwave king. I know how microwaves work.
Apparently you don't.
And it was going for about a minute and a half. And all of a sudden I hear the plate wobble. And I'm like, oh no, it's getting off kilter or whatever. And as soon as I looked at the plate, or to look in there to see that the plate was, because I was literally about to go sit down and just wait for the beep. As soon as I looked in there, spark flew in, and the thing caught on fire. The lid did, and I'm like, ho ho ho, and I shut it off. I was ninja fast. I like grabbed the lid, blew it off, stomped it out in the sink.
And wasn't Mama Brad in the kitchen, like washing dishes or something?
Yeah, she was doing dishes at the time, and her and I were singing songs, and I wasn't even paying attention to it anymore because I was like about to go sit down and wait for it to be done, and then I heard that plate wobble, and I turned to look just to make sure that it wasn't spilling everywhere in there.
Right.
And as soon as I looked, I literally watched it catch on fire, which in its own was kind of cool. But at the same time, I was like, ho ho. So don't do what I did, kids, or adults, or preteens.
Speaking of almost blowing up your microwave, like I remember when we first got a microwave, and like still kind of like a new thing. Yeah, well, I'm talking about like I was a little kid. Well, it was new to
100 years old or what?
Older than you. Anyways, it new to us, wasn't all we knew. Was like, okay, microwave heats things up. Well, we didn't know not to put metal in the microwave. I think we had like a cup and we were trying to warm up like a cup of water for whatever reason or something, and it had like a design, but like it had metal like in it.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cup started like sparking in the microwave, and yeah.
And then you found out not all glassware are safe to put in.
No, you should typically put the ones that say microwave safe in the microwave, and that goes with dishes too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or bowls.
That counts as a dish. Yes.
Dishes or plates.
Dishes or dishes. Dishes are cups, bowls.
How come when you're doing
plates.
the dishes, it's all things? Plates, cups, forks. Why isn't it just cleaning kitchenware? That's rough to say.
Because it's rough to say.
But yeah, when I lived in Kansas City, I had a microwave that my dad just bought me for like a welcome. I got my own apartment there, and it was like a housewarming gift. And it was like a week or two that I'd been living there, and the apartment above me, shower was like leaking into the walls, right where the plug-in was.
Ooh.
And we noticed that the power must have like switched off at one point in the night because something was going on, and the microwave was blinking, the timer. So you're like, oh well, power must have went off instead of having the time on it. Well, I could see the water damage, on the wall, and I was like, whoa, this is not safe. We need to unplug this before, because I certified electrician at the time. I know how electric works. And so I went to go unplug it, and it was the prongs were welded inside because of the water.
Oh,
to the thing. So when I pulled on it, there was a flame that went up from the thing, and I was like, shut the circuit off. So we shut it off. I pulled it out. I had to pull it out with pliers, by the way, because the prongs would have come out, and some of the pliers snapped and stayed in it. We kept the power off, and obviously had maintenance from the place come and replace that unit,
the apartment,
and patch up the water spout issue. But yeah, that was another microwave. Probably not even a month, and I bought a new microwave. Didn't tell my dad about it at the time because I didn't want him to feel bad because he was already back home, you know. So I bought one that was the exact same replica, and so that way whenever he would come to visit, he wouldn't know the difference.
I mean,
So yeah, had my fair share of funs with the microwave. At my dad's, we used to have this old stove that whenever you opened the door, the whole door would fall off if you opened it a certain way.
Jesus.
And then one day I came home. I went to Sears and I came home with for Father's Day for him. I came home with a brand new stove for him. I was like, yeah, we getting him a new stove. Because I was getting tired of every time I went to cook something. I'm like, oh gosh darn it. I have to set the...
Right, that's dangerous in its own self, right?
Yeah, it was.
Whatever.
Well, then there's times where my dad would fall asleep and forget to shut the stove off. So we'd be sitting there and you'd hear tick, 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 tick. Oh shit! And we'd run over there and shut it off real quick. Living out in the country.
Sheesh.
It was an old stove, so it didn't tell you if you turned it all the way off fully, you know. It's not like these ones that have a light to tell you hot surface or still on or something.
My parents
But now I got him a newer one.
isn't like the one that we have. They had the one where it tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, I spoiled my dad for a while there. I got him a new... Because he's one of those people that won't get himself new things. So, like, I got him a new stove. I got him a new recliner because when his leg broke, he was stuck on that recliner for 9 months.
Ooh.
And I don't know if you know, but when you lay on a leather recliner for 9 months straight without being able to go anywhere, the leather wears out and it starts peeling off and stuff. And yeah, I was like, we're getting rid of this. And I got him a brand new one. It originally came with a back massager thing, but when I bought it, they couldn't find the units for it because I bought the unit that was like modeled. And they're like, we can't find the setup for that. And I was like, that's fine. He wouldn't want to use that stuff. And knowing my dad, you know, he's old tech. He doesn't want that kind of stuff. I was like, he wouldn't want to use that anyways. But it had the little pouch for like that little remote. And I'm thinking, oh, he'll use it for his remote control for the TV. First day I get it in the house, he kicks back in it. And he's laying down and he looks over and he sees that little holder and he goes, huh. Takes his permit to carry pistol and puts it right in that spot. And he's like, I like this chair. Because my dad always has a gun on him. So he's just that old Western type. It was just funny though. It was like,
I mean, I suppose
he
that
put his
works.
pistol right there and he was like, I'm like, well, that's not what it's for, but I guess. As long as he likes it, I guess.
Right.
And then, like, anytime I'd have friends come over, like, my dad would jump up because, like, I would just open the doors and not tell him I was coming home or anything. Because I like messing with him because, you know, he loves his guns and whatnot. And he'd always be like, Brad, is that you? And I'd be like, nope. So then he'd run over and open the door. And my dad would be like, oh, I almost shot you. And my friends would be like, whoa. And I'd just like calmly walk in. Not phased. Or my friends would come over late at night with like a loud revving truck or whatever. And my dad wouldn't know what was going on. Don't shoot, don't shoot.
That's nuts.
He's a good guy. I told him Happy Father's Day. I see him about twice a year. He did say he's coming to my cookout, so maybe 3 times this year. And he invited us to a cookout on the 4th of July. So I plan on going to that.
Oh, speaking of that side of the family. So I'm at work. This just happened like the other day. And
yeah, I remember you telling me this.
I ran into your aunt and uncle. The one we went to their house for Thanksgiving, and I hate when. Do you remember who we are?
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, but I don't. I didn't say anything, but like I guess I had a really awkward kind of like smile on my face, and they were like,
Sure.
"Oh, we're Brad's
Aunt and uncle.
aunt and uncle. You came to our house for Thanksgiving. Oh, okay. Like I felt bad because like I honestly didn't
I've only seen
remember.
him once, maybe twice.
Yeah,
Because we went there for a cookout about 2 years ago when you first came.
wasn't it the fish fry or something?
Yeah. My dad does one every year. He's doing one on the 4th. Because my dad's birthday's on the 7th of July. So.
Oh snap! So
Right when I go back to work, I got the 26th of this month all the way to the 6th of July off. So
That's a nice little chunk of vacation.
I usually take off around that time. Sometimes I'd go visit the Stonies in Minnesota. But a lot of times I do I always, every year I've done a cookout. I'm not going to stop doing that
Right.
for as long as I can.
Right, and they're like, oh, going back to what I was saying real quick, though, they're like, oh, well, tell them we say hi, so they say hi.
Oh.
But, yeah, and just in general, like, I hate it when, oh, don't you remember me, or don't, and it's like...
I had an ex-girlfriend that used to work at a auto repair shop at O'Reilly's, and I remember she one time told my dad, and it hadn't been less than 5 years since we dated, so it's probably been like 3 years, and we dated for like a year and a half, and she went up to my dad and she talked real slow. She's like, "Do you remember who I am?" And my dad's like, "Yeah." Like, think I'm gonna forget somebody that I'd seen for like a whole year once. Didn't know I was gonna run into you here, but
Yeah.
it's just like I don't understand that. Going up to, like, first off, if I haven't seen someone in a while, my main approach is, okay, I need to go down that aisle, I need to go this way. They're right there, so I need to
Your main approach
take
is
that
to
way.
take the long way around.
Yeah, try not to. I don't try to run into people I haven't met in a long time. If they wanted to meet up with me, they've had plenty of opportunity, and vice versa. Now, every once in a while, I'll run into a friend. Did I talk about it on here yet? About running into the friend that I hadn't seen in a while? I might not have. So, you know how sometimes you do have that friend that you only see like every once in a while, a few years, and every year or every time you see each other, you kind of catch up with what has gone on, but you go back with your lives and stuff. Well, this friend, I hadn't told that I'd been engaged yet, and it's not like they're not like tell my main news right away to people. They're like, oh, I'll tell them when I see them. And this person happened to be married at one point. So last time I saw them, they came to a cookout before you even moved here.
Okay.
And, it was actually my biggest party I had. Very fun time. And happily married at the time. Cute couple. They're both quiet, kind of shy people. But I thought they were perfect. At the time, I thought they were perfect for each other. And I hadn't seen them in forever. And I was like, oh, good. I can tell them that, got engaged, getting married next year. I actually have some news to bring to the conversation. They go, oh, how's it going, man? Oh, I'm like, how's your wife doing? Not my wife anymore. We got divorced. And then just goes on a giant tirade about how she was a bee and how marriage is not worth it, this and that, and this and this. Gets to me, oh, but you, what have you been up to? And I go, nope, nothing, not a damn thing.
You're like, well, after that, really don't want to tell you what I was about to.
Just not the right time to tell. Just, sometimes you're just like,
read the room.
Read the room. And I don't think a lot of people know to do that. Because, I feel like a lot of people would still go through with it. And it's like, no. they're having their own issues right now. It's not my job to try to like pretend like they're not going through what they're going through. Because like, you know, I've been through family that's gone through divorces. It's rough. Not saying that you don't want to hear good news from other people, but like when you just went on like a tirade about the opposite, you don't want to feel like a jackass because somebody's like, oh, I'm getting married. And it's like, oh, shit. You know? Like, out of the benefit of them, I don't want to say that.
And then you don't want them to feel like an ass for, you know, like this however long tirade they just went
That's
on.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, like, in that case, I don't feel like any situation I did would really make me feel like a jackass. But, like, make them feel awkward after what they just said. And I know it was just an event, you know?
Right.
Yep. I think that's a pretty long one. We still got a little video to add to this that you guys would have already seen by now anyways.
Oh, and just a quick update on wedding planning.
Uh-oh. Even I don't know this news.
No, it's good. I've almost got our venue picked out.
Oh, snap.
Yeah. Almost.
That's big news.
Yeah. Just really kind of upset that one location I really wanted would have really loved to have the wedding at.
I didn't know this part. They weren't being very
helpful,
attentive to our needs,
and they were just taking a really long time to get back to my mom.
And it's like
I'm not going to deal with that like on my wedding. And it's like, if you're this unreliable now on like what should be like one of the biggest days of our lives, you know, it's like, no, I'm not
dramatic.
No, it's not
one of the biggest days of our lives,
right? Because anyways, so I was gonna say something, but then read the room. But so I've got it down to the two other places. So I think on Monday I'm gonna talk to Mama Fidge about what like one place has to offer. I already know what the other place has to offer, and it's a lot. That one has a lot to choose from.
That's good.
But so that way, hopefully, we get the place picked.
Yeah.
Then we get to set the date, which I don't even think I told you that about what the date we're shooting for.
Maybe we'll save it for next one.
Okay, sounds like a plan.
Always gotta have more for you. Keep you coming for the next one.
Gotta leave it on a cliffhanger.
I agree. You want someone that's going to be attentive to your needs and wants and whatnot. Because, like, if they're going to show you respect, you're going to show them respect. And at the end of the day, you don't want somebody that thinks they're too good for your what you want, you know? And, like, if they're going to take their time getting a hold of you, obviously they're making it seem like they don't really need it.
Right.
Like, they don't really care for the business. So it's like, well, we'll take ourselves somewhere else.
Oh, it's like you just lost out on potential
dollars in your pockets.
Yeah.
But, guys, if you made it this far, we're on the road to, what, 350? We want to do that now? Road to 350? We try not to make a big road, you know? Go small steps. Road to 350.
Baby steps.
Subscribers. If you haven't already, you've listened this long, you might as well hit subscribe.
Right.
And, you know, feel free to comment. We love interacting with you guys. Made it this far. Tell me some math equation that I've never heard before. I don't know. But anyways, you know, comment down below. Like the video, you know. And until next time. Much love and peace.